The phrase British bias gets tossed around a lot in Formula One. Biased. But I think people don't understand how much worse this really used to be. I would say there might be a little bit nowadays, but for the most part, they tend to maybe play a little bit of favorites with the British, but they're not as openly anti non-British drivers the way that they used to be. And I know that Alonso talks about it a lot. And a lot of people might think nowadays, with the way things are, that he perhaps has a bit of a victim complex. Victim. But if you watch some of these old clips, it will really bring to light just the way that they used to talk about Alonso. Validated. I personally was guilty of this, thinking that he really played it up in the media, especially when he was talking about how he sympathizes with Verstappen and the way the media treat him. But listen to this clip that I found. I was collecting footage for a different video about Sebastian Vettel, and I was watching his inaugural race where he made his debut with Sauber BMW. And the way that they speak about Alonso is just ridiculous. I honestly couldn't believe it. I can't imagine commentators speaking like this live on air on broadcast television nowadays. And to be totally honest, I'm surprised they were using this kind of language back then. Check it out.
Alonso's lost a lot of time behind. He was bitching about Jarno Trulli, his former mate and teammate.
Isn't that completely unreal? I cannot imagine commentators speaking like that nowadays. But that's not the only example that I found. This other one isn't quite as blatantly anti-Alonso, but they use a term. I really hope that maybe it just has a different meaning in England, because if it means what I think it means, then I am just floored. Take a listen.
And Alonso is pegging Hamilton, no doubt about it. And Massa just 3 seconds.
Pegging. They were talking about pegging. Please tell me that at this place, in this period in history, that the term pegging meant something different back then. I can't imagine how crazy it must have been watching Formula One live and hearing this kind of commentary. And I'll be honest, it makes me wonder, how do we get back to those days? How do we get these guys spicy on the mics again? Because that was wild. That was absolutely wild, and I'm super here for it. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/fiends. That's F1ENDS. For just $5 a month, all my OG subscribers will get access to everything I ever put on Patreon forever, including any additional tiers that I add in the future. So become one of my OG subscribers today and help support this kind of ridiculous content.